VAR, Visually Assisted International Rating System. This is VAR TV, a podcast show hosted by Mikey Sleeves Silva and Mikkel Moore. VAR TV. Join us weekly for players, coaching insights, so much more. Get rated with VAR. It's more than just your score.
All right, folks. Hey, another episode of VAR TV. Mikkel Moore and Sleeves here, and we promised a special guest, and Dayne Gingrich is here. He is seven-time national champ, seven-time U.S. Open champ. He is an author of The Pickleball Mindset, which is a book that is desperately needed, I think, in all sports, a mindset book, because I think we take for granted of what we're doing on the court and kind of miss the whole mental part of the game. And Dayne is a world-class coach. He's been teaching mental strategies and pickleball strategies for a very long time. Welcome to VAR TV, Dayne Gingrich.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm super excited to be here. This is, this is just what a tidal wave we are on right now in the pickleball world. It seems everything, like every 2 weeks something crazy happens. It has not stopped yet.
That's the thing. I think I would like to still appreciate that we are in the Wild West version of this, because at some point we're going to look back and go, well, things are kind of settled. We have the rating system we may want to use. We have the Pro Tour that may last and survive. And we have sort of the way the paddles are made now and all that. We'll look back and go, man, remember when it was changing every week? So talk to me just about some of your thoughts about what's going on in the state of the game. Obviously, Anna Leigh signing with Nike is gigantic for the game, amateur and pro level.
Yeah, I think it potentially could be huge. I think anytime you get a brand like Nike, we've been waiting for this. When is Nike going to come in? When are they going to come in? I can't wait till they actually get like a legit paddle. That's going to be a whole nother deal too, right? Where now they're competing on a whole nother level. I think Anna Leigh is by far she's the face of pro pickleball. She's just the face. And I think she's kind of overtaking Ben a little bit in that area. I mean, Ben and Anna Leigh, they're outliers. They're kind of like, they're leading the ship. And I just think Anna Leigh is so marketable. She's super kind to her fans. She kind of understands, she's so brandable, right? You'd be crazy not to have Anna Leigh Waters rep your brand. And I think Nike's just the beginning. I think other huge companies are coming. Don't know when, but it would be crazy for them not to jump in and get their feet wet. It's exciting.
Absolutely. And Dayne, thanks again for joining us here on VAR TV. And you mentioned a company like Nike, and as we've seen the evolution, the re-rise of pickleball, I always say, here was this dormant sport that is rising like the phoenix up, and it's on this arc that's incredible. We've seen Adidas get into the fold. We know there's other tennis-related companies in the fold, of course. A company like Nike, to your point, the global visibility that this brings to the game. And then again, a face of a game like Anna Leigh. It's incredible. It's exciting times in pickleball. And, now we also have rating systems emerging, even more exciting times in pickleball as we continue to see the growth of the game from the ground up. And again, Wild West feel, but truly just a tremendous time in this game. You've spent so much time in the game yourself. I just can't wait to hear a little more of where do you think this thing can go from here? And of course, I'm going to ask you just right off the bat, will we be in the Olympics after LA?
You know what? I think that question has been asked quite a bit. I think the people that I've talked to that know way more about that process than I do say it's not about having enough countries now. It's about having one governing body. You have to have one singular governing body, or it doesn't work. Right? So we're not there. I don't know. It's 32. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's getting that global respect from the Olympic. some process yet, but I think it's inevitable that it's going to be there. I don't know what year. I don't know the ins and outs behind the scenes of that, but it's for sure going to be part of the sport. Selfishly, I'm super bummed that I'm not 14. Like really, that would be like I'd be ready. I'd be ready in
Yeah, man.
8 years.
Or 25.
Even
Yeah,
25.
25.
Yeah. 25 turns into 29 or 30, and I don't want to, at 30, you got these 18-year-olds you're going to deal with. But yeah, maybe coaching will be the way that I get my toe wet in the Olympic arena.
I can see it.
It's coming. It's coming for sure.
I think so. I think so. Again, who knows the year that we might get there. And you nailed it on the head. We've got to get the collective heads who do more than this, of course, than I do or any of us right here to get together and get together as one and decide, okay, we're okay with this, and it'll happen. That's all it's going to take. But at any rate,
I don't know what it takes. Like, is it the ego? Like, I don't know. We just have so many people fighting for the pie. Like, there's only 100%. Like, there's no such thing as 110%. You get 100%. So you're chewing off 40. I'm chewing off 40, and we have them chewing off 20. Can we come together for the betterment of the long-term picture of the sport rather than
right.
You're getting yours and you're getting yours? I mean, because once we get ready for the Olympics, then oh gosh, I just can't even fathom what the sport's going to look like. I just hope I'm still holding a paddle and able to play by that time.
Well, you mentioned ego, and I think that's a huge part of anything that we do as humans. And your approach to pickleball is all about changing with the times. And that challenges ego all day long. And I think that's what I appreciate most about you, because in my personal life, I always find myself, and it's true because I'm on Bear TV right now, that I am always fighting against the status quo. And it's no different in pickleball. I am trying to push against something that is established, but not quite functional. So talk about that in your approach, not only obviously to the game, but sort of people's mindset, like your book, of just getting into the sport itself without, the X's and the O's, and challenging people to try something different.
Yeah, we humans don't like change, man. When we get set in comfy land, it's like, no, I'm not changing. I don't care what, like, and so it's just human nature. Sure, like I get fired at I get shots fired all the time. I mean,
All the
being
time.
accused of clickbait all the time. And there was a time way back when where maybe I would throw out a little hook to get a conversation started, but I think I'm way away from that now, and people that don't understand it believe that it's just like clickbait, right? And I just can't sit still. So much so, like Jill Martin, my co-author of the book, my business partner, we talk about it all the time. Like when something I've been talking about for the last two years starts to become like, I start seeing on social media that more and more coaches or the influencers are talking about it, and they all start talking about it, I'm off of it. I'm done with it. Like now it's time to look another direction, because if we're all talking about it, like that's the last place I want to be. I don't want to be in the pack doing what everybody's doing, not only as a coach, as a player, just as a human being, right? Growth comes outside the fringes, not inside, right? And so anytime I see something start to be universally taught, I'm out. Like, what's the next thing? And it's not like guessing. It's just paying attention to history. It's just paying attention to data points, and then my own personal view of kind of what I believe about what technology is going to do, and seeing these young 14, 15, 17-year-olds, what they're already doing. Like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that a 15-year-old is hitting a ball like this now. Let me go out to 4 years. Let me go 4 years ahead, what that's going to look like. It's going to be crazy. So let me talk about it now and try, not and selfishly for my own game too. I wish I could execute all the crazy aggressive things that I want these players to do. I just think I never want to sit comfortable. If I start feeling comfortable, I know something's wrong. I love comfort and I hate it at the same time. So I'm not always right. Like, it doesn't always hit the way I think it's going to hit. But if I just get 55% of my ideas or the things that I think are coming to hit, that's all we need, right? And so to do that though, because everybody says you're full of and not me, but just universally true with everybody, you're full of crap,
Right.
and then when it hits, they beg you to ask them how to do it, right? And so it's just, can you live with the hate? Can you live with the DMs that how many people I've blocked because they've just been so disrespectful, right? Can you live on, and so the tribe that wants to be there, that's those only people I care about. Like the people that are like F-bombing and it's never, and you're like, okay, well, you go do your thing. We're good.
Right.
Like, you're not wrong, but I want to live over in this space where we're experimenting and we're kind of a little crazy and we're a little nuts and we're making crazy errors while we're experimenting with it. Like, that's the place I want to live. Is I just, not just on the pickleball court, but in real life too. Like our brains are conditioned. They're like, we're hardwired to stay safe. And so just anything to not feel safe, I just want to try to push the edges as much as possible.
You do.
Very
I
cool.
mean, I watch your Instagram particularly all the time, and you move the needle daily, which as somebody who posts all the time like I do, that is not simple, and that takes time to do to create that content, and to have the ideas, and then to have the confidence, and not cockiness, the confidence to put them out there, and 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 what's nice is you not only have that confidence, but you also have the resume to back it up because you've accomplished things in this game, and you've accomplished things in other sports as well. And you're well known. You're an author. Your book is a bestseller. So before we get into Bear a little bit, talk about your frustration because I've seen it along with countless others about trying to get people in the right places so they can have a good time in this game and not be in a position where they're not necessarily playing in a group where they're having a good time because their rating isn't accurate or they're playing with a sandbagger or they just don't have enough games in them to have a rating that fits where they should be playing.
Yeah, it's a really frustrating time. I think the saddest part for me that I see all the time is players aren't playing anymore to, and I'm obviously it's not black and white. Of course, we live in the gray. But and when I say players, I don't mean all. I just mean I think more than not, players are now playing games or entering leagues or tournaments, not just for the sole enjoyment of figuring out the puzzle or loving the competition or just wanting to be in the community. It's so sad that people before they enter tournaments or leagues or even rec now, they think about their number. They think about that rating. They think about what it's going to do if they go play in that group or they go play in that league or they go like they define not just their game, but they define who they are as athletes by that freaking number in front of them, and it just becomes this brutal cycle where it's not just me doing it, it's her and it's him and it's him and it's him, and then pretty soon it's our entire community, and then it's in our entire country where we can't even like go on the court without talking about somebody's number. Like I was saying yesterday, as a senior pro, I'm a 7-0, right? As a young pro against Gabe and Ben, I'm probably a 4-5. Like, so it's contextual, right? And it just depends on who you're playing. So, like, well, I'm only a 4-2. Yeah, but you're 64. So like, I just think there's so much context. And the saddest part is that we are now, before we step on the court, we're all talking about what the number is going to do when we're done playing it. And I just think that's just horrible for the game where the rating system has taken us. And I do believe that there was good intention behind it, but I also believe that there's so much ego involved in it. And I just think it's sad that instead of playing for the enjoyment of the competition and the puzzle, we're first thinking about the number in front of. And literally, I just got an email from US Open, right? Pre-register, and the US Open said, we're using this rating system. And I've had a visceral response. Oh God, like, and then, well, I can't lose. Well, I got to win 11. Like it's so ingrained now in our subconscious. And I just think it's so sad that that's kind of where we are. It should not be the main character. It should be the supporting cast. It shouldn't be the main issue of our competition.
Well said. And I think it was well said in Caddyshack. How do you measure yourself to other golfers? By height.
Yes.
I mean, let's just get
Hey,
back to some of that, right? I mean,
That's
Dane's
right.
got the advantage on me.
That's right. That's right.
So when you're talking about rating systems, and you have extensively, and you are not shy about pointing things out. Um, you touched on this a little bit, but what do you want to see? I mean, what do you ultimately want to see? You're on the Bear TV. I mean, there must be some things obviously you like, and things evolve. Even Bear will evolve. But like, what are some of the things that you like what you're seeing, and things that you think where rating systems need to go ultimately?
I think everything needs to be contextualized. I think the beautiful thing, like when pickleball tournaments took away the ability to come back around for the goal, that was like the first check mark of no, it's not like pickleball, and like it's like, unless I'm not against evolution, obviously we want to keep it growing, and so that was the first check. It doesn't look like that's changing, right? And I understand where the tournament, I understand why they're doing it. The second check is like, pickleball is so beautiful and so unique because me at 50 plus can go play. I can go play with 30s if I want, but in tournaments I'm playing with 50 plus senior pros. Like, I'm not going to go play the young 18-year-old, 19. I mean, it would be fun, but I'm not getting deep in that draw anymore, right? And so the beautiful thing about pickleball is we have age, we have gender, we have mixed. Mixed is a completely different sport than gender. It's literally football and baseball. It's totally two different sports. We have singles. Like, so what I love about what Vare is doing is they're contextualizing now. So you have that rating for your gender, for your mixed, for your age, your wheelchair, right? Singles. We have players. We got a rec. We have a rec. So I love that everything is kind of chunked out. There's a reason every single major tournament, and I just registered for the U.S. Open, and there was a gajillion different 19 plus, 35 plus, this level, this age, and that's what makes pickleball so beautiful. And so what I love specifically about Vare that the other rating systems weren't doing is like, we're making the level, like the rating is accurate because it's about who you're playing now, right? Versus universe. Like, I could talk about this for hours, and Jill, who is also like my attorney and my PR, like, make sure she zips my mouth up. Like, I got to be careful because she's going to listen to this. She's going to kill me. So the universal rating system is asinine. It makes no sense whatsoever for the world of pickleball. So what I love about what Vare is doing is you're making it about who you're playing, your age, your level, and now your rating can be fully accurate. It's not going to kill you when you get in a league or in a tournament where I'm 50, but we got it bunched in. We like 60-year-old 4-0s are bunched in with 18 plus or even 8 plus 4-0s, which is a total. And
right.
you have a bad weekend and it freaking plummets .5. That is happening all the time, right? And I just think people are sick of it. They just didn't know where to go. They had nowhere else to
Right.
go, and now they do with Vare.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. And people can join Vare for free to test it out. And I mean, we mentioned before, we're so conditioned to things, and just pickleball aside, to a lot of things. And when the new thing often comes around, well, we might be quick to jump on it. But when it's something we're kind of really passionate about or something we do a lot, the next new phone is different than, ooh, this new rating system in pickleball how's this gonna affect my game? And you mentioned already, with what's out there, I might be precluded from entering said tournament or an event or playing over here with this group because I'm so worried about this rating. It's
That's right.
refreshing in a sport that's still growing so fast, like we said, Wild West, to have something new come in and truly allow that. I love, contextualization, segmentation. Maybe that's too negative of a word, but there are segments that we can identify in pickleball. Mixed is a totally different game than if Sleeves and I are on the court together and I'm playing with, my female partner. Totally different. And forget singles. I mean, I'm 50 plus. I don't know if I could have played singles 10 years ago, for crying out loud.
Right. That's right. That's right. What I really didn't like when the universal ratings, like when you were getting punished for winning and winning and getting popped for winning. Like
Right.
we're going to 11, right? We're going to 11. If we were going to 100 instead of 11, all right, then I could see if we were going to 100 and I beat you 100 to 98. Okay, maybe I'm not as strong as I am. But 11, like 11-6 is an ass whooping. That's the equivalent of like 6-2, 6-1 in tennis and like winning in basketball by 18 points. 11-6, you were not close, right? So I think what we saw happen is players now, they're gaming the system. We must have age, gender, and mixed. We just have to. Like, it's what pickleball is. It's not another sport. Don't tell me about tennis. Don't tell me about the tennis rate. I'm getting heated. You can tell. I'm like, let's go. I want to fight. I want to fight. Like,
We're gonna lather.
I I just think what Vera is doing is on target, and it's not even it's not even the same as like a new phone. This isn't that. This is actual reality. This is actual like common sense that you're doing. Now that would be equivalent of like, oh yeah, the other phone didn't have like a speaker, and we think you should be able to hear who you're talking to. So we're gonna add a speaker now, right? And so that's kind of what Ver is doing. It's using common sense, and it's listening to the market. It's listening to the people. It was designed with players and accuracy in mind. And that's what I love so much about it.
Yeah. And I think you hit it on the head. I mean, really, Mike Barker, who started there, his frustration was your frustration. He goes, I don't need to take over the ratings world. I just want to have something that's better. I just want to have something that
Right.
works, something that is accurate. You get your free account, and then if you like it, you can join, and you can get visually rated. You can send in video as well, or you could have somebody who's a rater come out and test you through these 40 plus things and give you more of an accuracy of what you're doing because there's eyes on you. And it doesn't matter at that point necessarily who you're playing with. Do you have the skill set? Do you have the strategies? Do you have the mindset? Those are all things that can
Yeah.
be considered as the algorithm grows, as AI comes into this, and in your technology guys as well. I think that's where the sport is ultimately going, where you can be at a club and there's a camera and it films 3 of your games, and it watches you and what you do and your habits, and it could probably give you a pretty decent rating right then and there about what you are, and some feedback of what you need to work on, like you do in your videos all the time. But
Yeah.
it's in a rating system, which is cool, and I think that's what's exciting for me, and that's what's drawn me to Bear so far.
Yeah,
Well,
I just love anybody who says this is how it has to be because this is how it's always been, and we're gonna try to dominate it, like, and nothing's gonna come get us. Yeah, there's another company called Ver, but yeah, whatever, dude. We're dominating the tournament world. Yep, yep. Blockbuster Video used to think the same thing, right? So
Boom.
anytime we get kind of anytime we get locked into our ego, that is just like, thank you so much, right? Like, you're letting down, and we really appreciate that. And so, like, it's what you mentioned Mike, the founder of Air. Like, every conversation I've had with him, he's like, he's has been incredible. He's insane in a good way. Like, he's just so excited about. He kind of like, he talks our language. He wants to be on the outside of normal, right? He just wants to be like, oh, this is what everybody expects. This is what everybody thinks is possible. Nope. Let me show you what can really be done. And with the AI coming in, we haven't even touched on the
exactly.
potential of
And
how
there's
that's going to change the
the
game.
marrying of the technology within it as well as it continues to come out, continues to grow and evolve, is also what people want, right? We're
Right.
becoming this, we are dependent on technology, right? There's some, you know, new generation that wouldn't even know what a phone booth looks like and will never see one in a book, for crying out loud. And as we
Yeah.
continue to go,
The
you
book.
mentioned identifying the different data points and how the game continues to change and evolve, not only from the youth movement, the tech in the paddles from when you started playing, to what comes out there now today. Oh my gosh. So if we could, let's bounce on the court for a minute because I wanted to ask you a question as we see this game continue to evolve. And I've just seen it myself, and even when I play, we're moving a little back from the kitchen. We're taking balls out of the air a little sooner, Dayne. This thing's getting faster. We're getting a little more powerful with some of these shots that come in. So talk to me about that and where you see that continuing to go. Now I'm getting fired up.
Woo! Oh baby, it's really like perfect timing. I just got off the drilling court. We were out there drilling for 2 hours, and we were doing a ton of transition aggression and kind of working. The tug of war between when should we reset and when should we take a risk and when should we just go full throttle. And that's the fun puzzle. I try to write about it. I try to like pick out clips from pros doing it, but the trouble with the videos and the posts is that you can't highlight all the yeah, but it depends. You can't, because there's so many it depends moments.
Asterisk, 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 footnote, footnote.
Yes, that's right. And so, I hear that all the time in DMs and in replies. Yeah, but it's yeah, and everybody has a yeah, but and then they give me the asterisk part. I'm like, you're right. I understand that, but generally speaking, I was hitting shots and not always successfully, unfortunately. But when you're experimenting, like balls are freaking flying everywhere. We're hitting shots now that we wouldn't even dream of attempting a year ago because we're playing with bazookas. We're playing with tennis rackets and the spin and the power. And so just trying to tap into that. I mean, 3 years ago, I saw, or 2.5, 3 years ago, I saw, who was it? It was Andre Mick, an APP, he's an APP Australian guy. And he was hitting shots back before like massive technology like was exploding. He was hitting semi-Western forehands and exploding transition balls off of his shins I'm like, oh my gosh, in 2 years, this is going to be psycho. And in 3 years, and in 4 years, and in 5 years, we're going to be hitting these shots like as normal part of the game. Just like
Right.
tennis did with Chrissy Everett and Jimmy Connors, and now you're having Nadal, and back in Nadal coming to Alcaraz now hitting balls off of their ankles, full swinging volleys on the move. It's going to have the same
Feet off the ground.
It's already happening. It's not happening more than it isn't, but it's still, you can see the trickle, right? And so what I love is because if it's done a couple times, it can be done 300 times. It's just going to take time to get it from the 3 times in a match to the 30 times in a match, right? But it's going to come unless they shut down technology. Because you just have to rep the skill. And I'm not talking about 69-year-old 3.5s doing that, but I'm talking about as we learn and we come. But still, you see the 3.5 to the 4.0s attacking from transition now. Anyways, I mean, when they shouldn't do it, but they're still doing it. So I think it's just so fun to see what's coming down the pike. The problem is if you are just locked into what's happening now and all you do is look at what's happening now, you're blinded to what's coming. And I try to do the opposite. I try to not look at what's happening now and try to see, try to envision what's coming next year, and I try to go all in on that. So I'm looked at as out of my mind, stupid, crazy, clickbait, whatever. But I remember 3 years ago when I was saying you must serve really aggressively. You know how much heat I got for that? And now that's, everybody says that, right? You have to attack your serve. You're crazy if you just bunt it in. And so I just think that's just another data point. And we got more aggressive, people off the line. Players are full bagging now. Hayden, Eric Lang, we're not even, I was doing it today, against the, this is just kind of what pickleball is turning into, right? And so I just think we'd be crazy to live in last year's rules and not keep evolving. The challenge with that as players, though, is I work with some pro players. The problem is while they're doing, because their season is so long and they don't really get a break, in order to learn something new like that, that's dramatically new, they gotta kind of eat dirt for a little bit. Right.
Sure.
And pros and high level players, even non-pros, players that are, wanting to be 5.0, 5.5, players don't want to eat dirt for 3 to 4 months before they get it. Right. So there's this push pull. I know I should, but I don't want to lose. I'm going to lose my ranking. I'm going to lose all my PPA or APP points. I'm going to lose my
points. Right. Yep.
Yeah. So I just think that's the place. But the players that are willing to eat dirt for a little bit, those are the ones we're going to be talking about in 2, 3, 4 years.
And then probably as well, the newer ones that continue to flood in, who are going to start with this new game and continue and so forth and so on. Yeah. That's what's exciting about pickleball is there is so much room for evolution, and not only from a rating system, the game itself. And I mean, would I personally like to see it rein in a little bit from how many tours might be out there and things like that so that people get a chance to see it, right? Because for any sport, if we're just talking on a macro level, you want eyes on the streams and screens. And I think a healthy thing is the team aspect wherever you can find it. It's so fun, watching teams. And I know you're a singles guy too. But I mean, there's just so much room for this game to continue to go. Dayne Gingrich joining us here on Ver TV. What a lot of fun. And it's incredible too, because you've mentioned a few times the teenagers, and I've seen just around here a few of them from 12 now to 15 or 14 now to 17. They're playing on PPA tour. They're not out of high school yet, and these kids are coming, and they are going to be really good.
Yeah. What they're hitting, the coolest thing about being young is you just don't know that you shouldn't do certain things, right? I've never even thought about doing that. Like, how did you show me how you did that? What's the, like, I don't even know. I just did. And I just think they're going to learn. Obviously, they got to have a strong foundation. Like, there's just success principles that are always going to be part of this game. But like from there, the outer edges, that like they're really tinkering and toying with the outer edges and kind of figuring out things to do and ways of thinking about the game, and they're looking at the court differently. And I just hope that they don't get coaches to kind of like protect and like bring them into the center of what everybody's doing now and what should be done. I hope that coaches will see the kids and almost make different rules for them, right? Just
challenge
let
them.
Let them go. Like, let them be crazy. Even if they lose matches being overly aggressive or overly tricky, let it happen in the short term, right? As long as they're being fed a strong foundation, let them tinker with some stuff. And because there isn't going to be, I mean, I say this, and then there's like this new 15, 16-year-old on tour. It's going to be really hard to bust in to the big time things, the big time men now at 15.
Right.
You will see there's a kid now that you'll see here and there, but there's the vast majority is going to be like tennis. It's very difficult to be up against 26-year-old men when you're 14. So these kids are going to have so much more time to evolve. They're going to go to college on scholarships. Let them experiment. Let them lose in the beginning. Just let them find their style instead of boxing them in to how the game is supposed to be played. I just think with the kids coming up, we have so much potential, but we just got to freaking just wind them up and let them figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. And more of them are finding this game, which again, I think just from put it on a macro level, another outlet for these children to get out, play some pickleball, put the controller down, play some pickleball, right? I mean, heck, go kick the soccer ball around, but come play some pickleball too. And it's, again, another outlet. We're seeing it available in communities, at parks, which is just great. Sleeves, go ahead.
We'll get you out of here, Dayne, but immediate future. Before we get you, I know you have some stuff obviously coming out. Yeah, but I heard a rumor that you have a book coming out. So talk a little bit about what's coming up for you, particularly in the next year or so.
Yeah, I appreciate. I mean, it's just kind of like, oh my goodness, you said this. Like, we're in the week of craziness. We have a second book that is being written on partnerships. I hate saying what I'm about to say because I don't like to set it up like that, but I think it has potential to even be better than the first one. And I just think we had an idea for another book, and then when we've been traveling the country with our clinics, our mindset clinics, the partnership questions just keep coming. Like, my partner's doing this, I need this. So we thought, you know what, like, that's resonating big time. So we switched it to, we're going to do a partnership book. We now have a private online community called Mindset Advantage. That is just for, it's a paid community where you get content that is not being shared publicly, and so it's just a private community that's growing. That's super fun. We've done we're doing pattern recognition online courses. We did Pattern Rec 101, and now we're doing Pattern Rec 201, where it's more into the weeds. We're doing a partnership online course, Jill and I, and it's so fun to just let kind of the community tell us what they want. right? They
Right.
told us they wanted a partnership book. All right. They told us they want more pattern recognition skills. It's not being taught. Players are they're learning how to hit a clean ball, but they're not learning really how to play the game. And
Right.
so I want to help, and Jill Martin and I, that we want to help them learn how to play the game, because more people are drilling. There's great instruction on how to hit the shot, but if you don't know how, like, why to hit the shot, where to hit the shot, who to hit the shot with, what your opponent's psychology and emotional state is at 7-all versus 1-1, like, there's so much. The puzzle is just,
Yeah.
there isn't a one size fits all. So we're really into helping the community learn how to better think the game instead of just how to hit the ball.
Well, that foundational chess match, right? Just getting up to the kitchen and now, okay, what are we going to
Yeah.
do? Are we going to
Yeah.
extend out a little?
If we even get to
If
the
we get there,
kitchen, and
right. At this point, if
that's
we
a whole,
even get there, because Dayne's blasting that flying two-handed backhand at me 3 feet off the ground, and it's just like, whoa.
I just think where the kitchen is now, 7 feet from the net, I think back it up, like, not the actual line, but we're doing things 3 feet behind the actual kitchen that we used
That's
to only
two
be able
steps
to do
in.
at the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's right. And so I just think, and you see it in rec all the time, even up to the 5-0, we're not getting to the kitchen and having these grind out sessions like we used to. We might get there, but it's one dink and it's go, right? And so the men's game, the Gabe and the Ben, throw those guys. Look, we should not be building our game on those guys 50 dinks. They do that because the hands are so crazy. We
Right.
should be designing our game like with the women's game. 2 feet behind the line. Sometimes you're out of the air. A lot of times you're letting it bounce. You're creating offense and chaos off the bounce way more than the men do because the hands are so heavy. I just think most amateurs should be looking at Anna Lee and Anna Bright and Rachel Rohrbacher and
It's another great
Tyra
parallel to
Georgia.
golf, and I parallel the two all the time. We want to watch Tiger. We want to watch all these people. You're not swinging the club that fast. You know who you should watch? The LPGA, because they're swinging it at your speed.
True. It's very true. And they're
But that's
still
a-
launching it too.
Absolutely. But that's a great point. And I mean, there's no shame in that, folks. Watch the women. Pick up on what they're doing. Listen to Dayne's wisdom.
Anna Lee, there's no shame. Anna Lee will whoop you
Oh.
up. I mean, there's no
On
shame.
one
I
foot
model-
with her
I
left
mean,
hand.
she's changed my entire dinking game, my forehand game. She's totally changed it. It's absolutely incredible what she does and her technique and what she can do with the ball off the bounce. And I just think we need both. We need off the bounce, out of the air. We need to be super aggressive. We need to be controlled, but we need to be thinking about what our opponents are thinking. You know,
And that's the important
Yeah,
part.
Other than that.
absolutely. And guilty as charged. Too often, you think you got that perfect ball and you're going to do something super awesome with it. You're not thinking that your opponent might know that you always hit it over to that side. So stop doing that. Do it all the time. Everybody knows I want to hit that nice little corner shot over there. So they just go sit there and I still hit it right to them.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Dayne, hey, we appreciate your time, man, and thank you for coming on Bear TV and supporting Bear because I think it's something that the pickleball community desperately needs. It's another choice and another option for people to use and get out there and just use it as a tool to enhance your game. And you're somebody out there that has a great deal of credibility. Obviously, you're a senior pro champ, so appreciate your time and look forward to seeing what you have coming up in the next couple of years because I love what you do.
I appreciate it, man, and that's super grateful that you're having me on. I think Vera is doing such a great job at just the innovation process and not sitting back and letting blockbuster video just take control of the market. I just think it's super important that we look over here and different doesn't have to be scary. Just give it a try. It's the answer, right? So I appreciate you guys for having me.
Hey, it's our pleasure. Continued success. The first book, Pickleball Mindset, you guys can go find it out there just about anywhere. Is there a title for the new book?
Not yet. Jill would kill me if I gave that title away. There is, but she would.
I tried,
I'm
folks.
scared of
I
her.
tried,
I'm scared
folks.
of her.
I tried to get him. I tried to get him. He
very
blocked that thing.
intimidating.
He's tough up there. He's tough at the kitchen line. He blocked me right by.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you,
guys are
Dayne.
awesome. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
thanks
Thanks
again
for
so
having me.
much.
All right.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bear. Visually assisted. International rating system. This is Bear TV, a podcast show hosted by Mikey Sleeves Silva and Mickle Moore. Bear TV. Join us weekly for players, coaching insights, so much more. Get rated with Bear. It's more than just your score.